Oh yes, today is the day. No, we're not working on that thing, but we are indeed working on good old Blue over here. And before I go and say anything else, let's go ahead and start this video. What is going on, everyone? Derek here today, bringing you a long-awaited episode of Redo Blue. Now, for those of you that have been with the channel for a while, you know exactly why this has been a long-awaited episode, and for those of you that are new, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, by the way. But yes, everyone, I know you can tell from the title and thumbnail of this video, the day has finally arrived where I received my Braum Racing Seats. Now, before we get a smart aleck in the comments saying, "What racing seats? Well, has a stock 2 valve?" Listen, bub, I haven't put more than $50 into my motor that's currently in the car, so you can't come at me because, you know, power's next. But wait, there's gonna be somebody else slick as well. Well, Derek, don't you have a cold air intake underneath your hood? Matter of fact, I do, but guess what? I didn't pay for it, so therefore, haven't spent more than 50 bucks. And to be completely honest, I truly don't give a shit what you guys think. See, that's the key in life. Don't give a shit what others think. You do you, and make sure you is happy. Yeah, that's what it is. But anyways, guys, we have Blue sitting here, pretty dirty, like usual. And I feel like I say that every time I film the video because, you know, I'll wash her and then the next day, she's absolutely filthy again. Anyways, today's video is gonna revolve with inside the car, also known as the interior. And like I said, for those of you that are new to the channel, I have recently been doing a full interior conversion from gray and black to completely solid charcoal black. And we have done a ton of work, even taking out the dash and replacing it touchscreen, and yeah, the whole 9 yards. So the last thing on our list is our seats. Now, the last time I really mentioned anything about the interior, I told you guys that Braum's Racing Seats that I ordered were actually on back order, I think that's what it is. They were indeed on back order, so pretty much what that is people, you know, place their order, but they ran out of seats. Therefore, when they get a new shipment in, it's pretty much, you know, they already paid the money, so they get them sent right away no matter what. And I did indeed land a sponsorship with Braum Racing, and I want to thank you guys over at Braum so much. Honest to God, this was the last piece I needed for the car, and I do want you guys to know that I acknowledge the fact that you did make an exception for me by sending me the Elite seats, which you really don't offer in sponsorship packages, so I want to thank you for that as well, because these are the only seats I had my eyes on. But without further ado, everyone, we have a ton to do, so, you know, I'm going to stop talking. Not really stop talking because it's kind of a vlog, but I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly what I have. I'm not really too sure what to do yet because, you know, there is 2 different boxes. One's for the brackets and the seats themselves. So obviously the brackets are going to bolt up to the seats, but, you know, I've never messed with anything like this, and I know we have to take those out, take off the seatbelt buckles on those, and reapply them to this. So yeah, we got a little work to do, but let's check out the packages. But here we have it, everyone. We have the Braum seats in this bottom box, and up top here we have our seat brackets, so we can go ahead and unbox this and see exactly what we're working with in here. And I'm pretty sure they're labeled, yes, so we're gonna go ahead and set this one right there. Number 2, we'll set this one right here. And as for this box, we don't need it. You know, I'm quite impressed with that kick. I thought I was gonna pull a hammy or something, but we nailed it. But on to the exciting part, the seats themselves. And a little disclaimer, I did indeed already open the box, okay? I got a little excited and I did take one seat out of the packaging. So therefore, I am gonna unbox the one I haven't opened yet, just so you guys know what to expect when you order some yourself. But without further ado, everyone, let's open her up. Okay, so obviously you guys can see that I placed the camera over on the workbench. I'm not too sure how well you can see this, but hopefully, you know, it captures enough. First things first, you go ahead and open the box, and you're gonna notice that they actually packed these seats pretty tight, and it's pretty impressive because, you know, they're rather large, but they have this really nice Braum Racing baggie on them. And this is actually, you know, it's a good sign because that means they ship these properly. And I'm gonna open up the other one just so you can see, like, they're perfectly wrapped and protected with this. So I'm pretty confident with the seats. I'm gonna go ahead and set this one aside because this is the one I did indeed open already, and we're gonna go ahead and unbox the other one. Alright, and I will grab the camera in just a moment. I think we have some hardware down there as well. So let me grab this stuff. Help! I can't move! Ow! Alright, we made it out alive. So besides the seats, it looks like we have like 2 little packages in here along with some metal rails. I'm not exactly sure what these are for, but, you know, we're gonna read the directions on these because I don't want to half-ass anything. But this in here is quite heavy, and then there's this little one, I think that's just for hardware. But we're gonna go ahead and open this stuff up and see what we got. So like I said, everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and open up these 2 packages, lay it all out, organize it, and I'm not gonna be able to do that with just one hand, so I am gonna put the camera down, but I'll pick up the camera in like 3, 2, 1, 8, here we go. All right, everyone, so pretty much what we're in the 2 bags, we obviously have our rails here, adjustable rails, and in this bag we just had the hardware to connect the brackets to the seats. Nothing crazy, and a nice good old Braum sticker there. But right now, I know what you guys are waiting for. Let's unravel these seats. So first thing here, you have a little drawstring. You want to go ahead and untie that, and those are pretty self-explanatory. You just pull those little cords out. This comes up, and then you can undress your seat from the seat cover. And there you have it. We have our first seat unraveled, and my God, I am so excited to get these inside the car. They look phenomenal. So just a little closer view, you can see they're nice bucket seats. We have Braum etched up on the top here. We got black stitching and it's leatherette. And I'm gonna explain why I went with this style in just a moment. You know, it honestly has something to do with the upholstery, so I'm gonna go ahead and explain that. But you have little carbon fiber accents right here. That's like a rubber, which is really cool. And it's all on the back side as well. I don't know how well you can see that, but very nice seat. And I will say they're very comfortable. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get the other one undone, and then we're gonna start assembling this and, you know, flip and flop, and how bada bing gada boom. We got some new seats installed in the car, but first, we gotta get everything ready to go. So with that, I'll be right back. All right, everyone, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm actually gonna give you a rundown on how exactly this is gonna work and how Braum has it set up, because there is one thing I noticed with all this stuff Braum send me is they actually don't send you a set of directions, or at least I haven't received any. So, you know, for those of you out there that really don't know exactly how these things work, could be a pain. So if you have trouble, just look up online. I'm sure you can find a forum or something. But you know, in this case, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's not too tough. Pretty much, you have the seat itself. This is just a plain Jane seat, and as you can see, you have these gold screws in here. Like, obviously, this one's loose. And what these bolts are for, actually to bolt up the rails right to the seat. And this is where these are gonna come into play pretty much. You know, these obviously sit like right in front of the seat. You pull up and you're able to, you know, move back and forth. So pretty self-explanatory. And then you're gonna have your seat bracket that bolts down to the floor, which is essentially gonna be bolted into your seat as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna go ahead and hop on the GoPro. Yes, we're gonna get some dope POVs going here. And remember to subscribe, redtube.com/DerekBaranProductions, youtube.com/DerekBaranProductions. Why do I always mess that up? But as I said, I'm gonna hop on the GoPro and we'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright everyone, we are now on the GoPro, as you guys can see, and I hope this view is plenty. And before we go ahead and try to install these seats in the car, there's a couple things you have to do, with the first thing being, we have to remove all these gold bolts from the seat, and a lot of them are hand tight, so you can, you know, hand loosen them up. And you want to take these off, put these aside, because Braum was actually nice enough to, you know, pre-drill these and give us bolts with it, because typically kind of hard to find these from what I read up. So it does indeed take a 12mm socket along with a ratchet, so this will definitely help you out get these off. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish these, and then we'll move on to the next step. And this is our final bolt. So now that we got all these pulled here, we can move on to step number 2. And please guys, for the love of God, do not misplace these, because if you do, you are in trouble. So I'm gonna put these in a safe spot along with my 12mm and ratchet. Then we're gonna move to the next step. So step number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna revolve around the rails. Now the rails are gonna be the things that are gonna be bolting to the seat. So what you wanna do, you have a mechanism right here, as you can see, this little gold plated thing. At least I hope you could see, but what this does, when you have your lever, you can see it pushes up and down, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to sit here, push and pull, because what we want to do is get this outcome. You can clearly see the difference. This one's longer because this rail is maxed out. This one is still compressed. So I couldn't get it with my hands, so I used my vise, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But you want to be super, super, super gentle and not bend anything. So this is how I got it done. This just happened to fit perfectly in there. And typically when you're working with metal and metal on a vise, you want to use a cloth or some sort, but you know, I was very gentle. You just need it tight enough to hold it up. Then you're going to find your little mechanism, push it in, and just pull. And as you can see, it took a little bit of elbow grease to get it, but now this is completely extended. And from here, when you get all 4 like this, moves on to step number 3. So let's get into it. All right, everyone. So now that you have your rails in full span, and full span as in completely open, what you want to do, I'm going to try to explain this as best as possible, but what you're going to want to do is take both rails, look at them, and you're going to be working from the back side of the seat, and this is the front down here. So pretty simple. You have these 2 holes that you're going to work off of, and then you have your holes down here. Line it up with that hole, and you have to see which ones work. And what you want to do is bolt the flat side, the nice clean flat side, to the seat like that. So all this open stuff right here, you can see it's like a split rail and whatnot, and this golden piece is pointing inward. And make sure this flat golden part right here is in front of the seat, not this open space, but make sure these prongs are inwards. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and bolt these up on both sides, on both seats as well, and from there we'll move on. All right, everyone, so that is now completed. Our next step is we want to get these rails equal on all sides for the following step. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is push this down and put them flat again, how they come at the bottom there. And I'm going to do that for every side, and I'll show you guys why in just a moment. So now that that's all flush and even, we're going to go ahead to our handles. Now, obviously, these are going to bolt in right there, and this is what you pull to, you know, move your slider. Almost every single car has one of these, but you know, with today's day and age, a lot of things are electric now, so you know, racing seats, electric, they don't really mix well. But with these are pretty straight, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna feed these holes that are in the side of this bar into that one, and then into that one. As you can see, you want to apply pressure and do it on the same, and do it on the other side, which this can be a little hard to do. But as you see, we just got it. But now that we got this on, the way this works, obviously if you're sitting in the seat and you need to move forward or backwards, you push this up with your hand, and then your tracks are now available to move on both sides. So we want to keep these even, because when we mount these down, we want it to mount it even, and it's almost impossible to mount without them having even. Now this is where this hardware is going to come into play. What you're going to do is you're going to take one bolt and you're going to stick it through that first hole right up here, and then when that's through, you're gonna go ahead and take a washer and place a washer right on there, and that will hold the bolt in place. And you're gonna do the same for that side as well. So now that you got both of your bolts ready to go, we're gonna go ahead and take our seat bracket, and remember, this is the passenger side now, so this little tab right here is gonna be for the passenger side seat belt. That's gonna go on the left side of the seat. And with this universal seat bracket, we're gonna be using this middle section right here. Now what you're gonna wanna do, you don't wanna knock your bolts out, so you wanna line this up, take your time, and do one side after another. And then just push the rest of the way through, and boom. And now you can go ahead and apply the nuts, and you don't want to tighten them too tight, just finger tight so they don't come off. So now that we got the bolts on our seat bracket holding it there in place, now obviously we have to go in with this hole right there and that hole right there. So with this, you want to push on your lever and pull all the way down, so we can move in from this other side now. So now this is the tricky part, or at least the trickiest part I ran into. You're gonna go ahead, hit your lever, pull it all the way down, and as you can see, you still have to tighten these, but this screwdriver will not fit in there to get leverage to hold that bolt. So, you know, I ditched the screwdriver, and I did pick up the Allen keys, and you know what? Same problem. These just do not work, so I ditched those as well. So from here, I was quite stumped because I just could not figure out a way to bolting these down. It wasn't until I realized I did have a torque bit and some vice grips. So you know what I did? I went ahead and applied the torque bit to the vice grips, pinched it down as tight as possible, and this will indeed feed right on through that gap, clear the rail, and there we go. We have access to this bolt now. So you just want to hold that down, and you can actually do double the work right here, tighten it down a little quicker. And you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And there you have it, everyone. You have now installed the universal seat brackets to your Braum Racing Seats, and you are just about ready for installation. So you know, we can go ahead and set these two things aside, and I'm gonna hop back on the Canon G7X. Okay everyone, so we are back on the Canon G7X. I hope that installation, you know, was kind of thorough. It was kind of, you know, kind of rushed in my opinion, because it is getting dark out here, and I do want to get these seats pulled, those installed with the little daylight I have left. So wow, I'm really white. But that's exactly why I didn't film literally like every step by step, or maybe I did, I don't really know, I can't really remember. So if you guys thought it was a good installation, make sure you drop a like on this video. But there they are, ladies and gentlemen, they are ready to be installed, and I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna take them outside, and we're gonna pull those stock seats right out and get these things right in. So here we go. All right, passenger seat is now out of the car, and I almost forgot, guys, before you go ahead and reinstall these seats or sell these, you do have to take off your seatbelt buckle here. So that's just held on by one nut, and that will transfer to this, but I am not sure if I have a bolt. Yeah, not too sure. But we're gonna go ahead and remove that and try to apply it to that. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna be able to do that right now, but maybe I could go pick up some bolts from Lowe's later, and that's super simple. But anyways, let's get this done. Really quick, everyone, I was correct. When you take off the seatbelt buckle, there is no bolt, so you're gonna have to run to Lowe's, find a bolt that matches this nut, just set these two things aside, and it's gonna be the same for the driver's seat. So you are indeed gonna have to get 2 bolts, but other than that, these things should bolt up. At least keeping my fingers crossed, because I'm not too sure yet, but I just want to let you guys know that, and yeah, just take notes and just remember, 2 bolts for it to properly work. All right, so we just got the driver's seat out now. I am gonna need this seat buckle as well, and there's one thing about this seat buckle that's a lot different than the passenger, but I'll show you guys in just a moment. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and save that nut because we need a bolt to replace it. And now, obviously you can tell that this one is connected by a wire. Now, I don't want any of you guys to cringe at this, but I am indeed going to cut that wire because I won't need it. When you plug in this powered seat, pretty much is, when it detects you don't have a seatbelt, that's where it goes ding, 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 ding. And I'm not gonna need that at all, so whoever does buy these seats, I'm gonna put it in the description and whatnot. You're just gonna have to swap over your seat bracket from the old one to the new one. So it's pretty simple, nothing hard. It's 4 bolts. I've done it before. You've seen it in the Redo Blue episode. But I'm not gonna need that indicator, and I'm so glad I'll never hear that again. And you know, obviously it's a safety hazard, but it'll be okay. I'll remember to put my seatbelt on. But anyways, it's time to install. Right here, we'll shoot the inside of the car. It's completely gutted. Let's get these seats in. All right, welcome back everybody to the vlog. It is now about 2 days later, and I can explain why. So obviously you guys just got done watching the whole entire, you know, application of putting the seat brackets on along with the rails and, you know, attempting to put the seats in a little bit maybe. I can't remember if I filmed, but later that night I was attempting to put them in for you guys, and I know it was getting dark, so I was rushing and whatnot, but to be honest with you, I could not get the driver's seat in. Now, the brackets were not lining up whatsoever, and I have no idea why. The passenger one bolted right up, it was no problem, but, you know, with me in cars and when something's not working the way it's supposed to, especially, you know, I waited over like 32 days to get these seats in. The brackets weren't lining up, and I completely thought it was their fault. How? Like, what do you want me to do with this? So earlier today, and yes, like literally today, about an hour ago, I called the company that makes the seat brackets, not Braum. Braum seats are wonderful. They look amazing. Planet Technology is the one of the seat brackets, and you know, they were super helpful. They really like answered the calls right away. I also sent them photos of it, and they were like, wow, that's really weird because this seat bracket is super popular and it should line up easily. And at that point, I was getting super worried, but come to find out, to make a long story short, all I had to do really was take the seat out. I put the bracket on the floor. For those of you that don't know, there's 2 bolts in the front, and you put the bracket and feed it through the loops, and you put your nuts on, and then in the back you put 2 bolts through the bracket into the floor. And you know, I noticed it was off just a hair. So what I did, I took a mallet and I ended up just bending it a tiny bit to where, you know, I could feed the bolt through. I bolted down just the bracket, and I was like, okay, so this should bolt the seat. So I took the bracket out, put it on the seat, put the seat back in, tried bolting it down, and it went right in. So it's finally done, and I know you guys want to see it, so here it goes. Well, here it is, everyone, the long-awaited wait for my 1999 Bright Atlantic Blue Mustang GT full dark charcoal / black interior swap. I hope you guys enjoy. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, my Braum Racing Seats in my 1999 Mustang GT, along with all the black interior swap I just recently did, and my god, do these look amazing. Here's a little look from the driver's side, you know, a little less sun glare, but man, these fit wonderful. They match wonderful. I absolutely love them. Nice bucket. You get really hugged inside there, and I have no complaints at all. So there it is, everyone. Now, for those of you that have been with the channel for a while now, you guys might remember that I said I have a before and after video coming after the seat installation. This was over a month ago, which is fact. So sometime next week, I will have a before and after video. I took clips of the interior before, and now I'm gonna take clips of the interior after, and it seriously went from like a 1 to a 10. We'll even give it an 11. Well, anyways, guys, there you have it. Blue is happy, I am happy, and a huge shout out goes out to Braum Racing and Planet Technology. Thank you guys so much for making this possible. I am honestly so grateful for this, and it looks amazing. Like, just look at it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see through the window, but it just, oh god, they're so nice looking. And that reminds me, guys, I got one more thing to tell you. So since we did do a seat swap, I now have the stock mint GT seats with the Cobra headrest for sale. So first come, first serve with these seats. Our rear seat will be thrown in, so it's a full entire swap, black leather. As you can see, they are in great condition, Cobra headrests. So these are for sale. Like I said, first come, first serve. I'm here in Richmond, Virginia, so if you guys want to make a drive to come get these, come get them. I am not shipping. I repeat, I am not shipping. Email me info@DerekBaranProductions.com, and let's get these things sold. Well, anyways, guys, I think that's gonna go ahead and conclude today's episode of Redo Blue. I am super satisfied. I hope you guys are, and if you are, make sure you drop a like, drop a comment with any questions or concerns. If you want to say what's up, that's cool too. And today's DBP vlog shout out is going out to /dash. It's like x/-x. So make sure you go check him out on Instagram and drop him a follow. And if any of you guys want a chance to win a shout out on the vlogs, be sure to follow me on Instagram at DerekBaranProductions News, #DBP Squad in all your posts. Because as you guys know, every time I film a video such as this one, I go on Instagram, go to the hashtag, see who used it, and boom, there you go, shout out. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Honestly, your support it means the world to me, and not to mention support. Merch is dropping in like 2 weeks, so God, that's exciting. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure you tune in Wednesday for an awesome video with Andrew, Loud 2 Valve, and his brother, so be there. But until next time, we'll see you later.
Call that ballin', doing this is my calling. Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling. I'm like, yeah, what it do?